Hello, my name is Jose Torres, and this is my daily briefing speech. And this is my 50 word not quar. I would like to talk about the benefits of using non saturated fats. Um, First of all, I wanted to start with the introduction where I found this article I found on the internet on a website called healthline.com, and it was written by Joe Leach in 2017, and Dr. Natalie Olson reviewed the content of the article. So I would like to start telling you about the fats, which are tightly packed cells. It can be different types. It can be saturated fats, non-saturated fats, and it's very prejudicial for our health using the trans fat is called too, the saturated fats. So it's very prejudicial because we're using too much of that everywhere, and it's, for example, there they use the saturated fats have high content, the high density lipoprotein, which the HDL, which is the bad cholesterol, we call it, right? Bad cholesterol, and is we can find it on red meats. We can find it on what else? Um, Butter, and saturated fats are damaging the inner lining of the blood vessels. It's called the endothelium, and it can cause something called the endothelial dysfunction, which commonly known as blood clots, and that can give you um, uh, high cholesterol, heart disease, heart attacks, and diabetes the type 2. So I chose this topic because I've been working in the food industry for so many years. So I learned about the difference between the saturated fats and non-saturated fat. Non-saturated fats are the oils that we use every day, and for example, the canola oil, the olive oil. So they're non-saturated fats. They have two big groups: mono unsaturated fat and poly unsaturated fat. The polyunsaturated fats are the most common that we hear is omega 3, omega 6. Omega 3s, for example, are the salmon, fatty fish, and all that, and canola oil too. But there's a big difference between the non-saturated fats, natural, and with processed. So this is the big problem because we're using uh, all these oils. They're non-saturated, but the chemical process is the one that's giving us problems too. Some of the omega 6 non-saturated fats, which are the corn oil, what's the other one? Sunflower oil. They they're not sure yet why are related with the inflammation. So that's something that nobody knows yet. But it's better if we try to use saturated oil or non-saturated. It's always good to know what is the difference and which ones are better for cooking. For example, when we see all those trans fat labels on the products, uh, which that means is that it's only 0.5 grams of trans fat per serving. But they don't talk about the process, the chemical process that goes through. They had to bleach their oil to make it. The process is very complicated. So the monounsaturated fats are the most common that we're using now. The polyunsaturated fats, that's the ones that we not using that much. So the other thing that I would like to discuss is the position on this topic. I will always prefer using non-saturated fats for me to cook. I'd rather cook with oils instead using butter or using it is a choice, but that's my position. I will always use non-saturated oil instead using saturated oil. So this there's some questions that I would like to pose about this topic. So why we don't use saturated unsaturated fats for everything instead of using saturated fats? Like saturated fat, like for example, um, the oils and the deep fryers. We go to any fast food. They're using clarified oil, which is a chemical. They make it look like a butter, but it's not. So when these oils are at room temperature, they start solidifying because the component, and we say, should we instead fry, should we um, grill? That's a question too. To summarize the article, I would like to say they recommend always recommend the use of on non-saturated fats instead of using saturated fats. That's the summary of this. All right, thank you very much.